Yeah, this isn't going to be a fast video. Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in again to another episode of Eternal Ranger Reviews. This week we are taking a look at the Masterpiece MP34 Beast Wars Cheetor. Now, this is one of my favorite Beast Wars figures. I've always loved Cheetor. He's not my personal favorite, but he's definitely in my at least top 3. Now, starting off, we can see that there are some obvious robot kibble that's going to be hanging out. You're going to get kibble on any single beast mode you have. If you turn them around right here, you can clearly see the beast mode feet. You can see little other bits of beast mode. I'm sorry, not beast mode. The robot mode feet. That's what those are. A little bit of robot mode stuff right there on the inside. I mean, you can kind of hide it by turning his little shoulder pad thing that way, but then you get that really gross gap right there. You can kind of find a sweet spot, but, you know, display it however you want to. One thing I do love about this figure is that the spots are painted on. I've had this copy for years, at least 2, maybe 3 years altogether, and none of the spots have faded on him at all, so I think that's really, really good. Now, as far as accessories go, 2 of the accessories you need for the transformation, so they could be considered parts forming. One of them is his entire tail from this section right here all the way to the actual end of his tail. That's going to turn into a rifle. You'll see that in the transformation. Also, right here in his stomach, if you flip him upside down, you have this part of his stomach, which also turns into his normal gun blaster thing. I'm not a huge fan of this gaping hole in his chest, but again, you're not going to display a beast mode figure like this. You're always going to have him displayed like that, and you really don't notice the chest that much. Now, as I was saying a minute ago, the spots on my copy have not faded at all. You will get a little bit of splotches, kind of like right there. I don't know how well you guys can see that on the camera. A little bit of splotching right there. You got some spots that look like they're kind of just jumbled together. I think they have the spots the same on every copy. It would be kind of cool if it changed copy to copy. I think that would be really interesting to have. Now, the fact that they were able to manage to get this guy to really look like a cheetah is phenomenal. You have the black stripings that cheetahs have on their face, the black nose, the black little freckles where his whiskers are. You do have these plasticky, translucent whiskers. They don't really stay in any kind of form. The more you transform them, the more the whiskers kind of get messed up. I do like that he does have an opening mouth. And again, I don't know how well you guys can see it on the camera. It's probably because of my lighting. I'll fix that by the next video. But he does have some painted in detail in his mouth. You can see his tongue. He has some teeth right there. You can close the mouth again. You can display him how you want to with his mouth open or closed. You have some pink-ish painting here inside the ear. I love the gradient paint between the yellow of the upper part of his body and the creamish color on his lower face and the whole like underside of his body. You have a little bit right here. Again, that's mostly for like the transformation purposes. If you look on his paws, you have, sorry, I didn't mean to shake the camera there. You have individual paw pads. You have like little black paintings for the nails on each of them. As for accessories, he did come with, I believe, 3 heads altogether. You have this one where he kind of looks a little bit serious, kind of bored, depends on how you want to look at it. He also came with this one, this more like angry, snarling face. Same paint job on it. The teeth are more exposed because he's supposed to be angry. He's kind of looking off to the side. I don't, again, know how well you guys can see that on the camera. Hopefully it translates pretty well. You get the green for the eyes. He did have another face. I've lost that over time. I think it was more of like a surprised one, like a surprised reaction type face. Now, let's move on to articulation. His arms at the shoulders can move 360 degrees. That is, again, mostly for all of the motion that you have, all the joints that you have in beast mode are mainly for the transformation purposes. You have this hinge right here for the front paws. They can move up about that far. They can move down about that far there. They can kind of have a little bit of a rotation, not too much. The arms here can move out all the way. You have a bicep swivel. I don't even know if you call it a bicep on a feline. We have the elbow joint that moves right there. Nice hinge. Same on the other leg. The head can extend a little bit, so you can make him look up and down. I accidentally broke the connector piece in this head, so I can't change him. I can extend him, but as far as it'll go, it'll extend that far. But once I let go of it, he just looks straight down because I broke the connection port inside this particular head. Oh, I'm sorry. No, actually, it was the connection port inside the neck. So yeah, he can look down that far. He can look up that far. You got some good side to side because of the joints. Again, I did break the joint in mine. So I usually have his head pressed up against the body like that. Tail, you have a hinge joint here at the base of the tail, goes up and down. You have another hinge joint here on the tail, goes up and down. That is mostly for transformation purposes. His torso can extend that far, again, for transformation. It can go up about that far. His back legs can go out. They have a full 360-degree rotation on them. This knee bend can go out that far, can go back that far. This toe can, this part of his leg right here can extend all the way up there. It can even go even further, but that's for the transformation, which we will get to. And toes here, same as the front, can go back that far, can go up that far. But these ones do not have any rotation, no side to side. So that's a little bit of a downside there. But again, that's because he has to become a robot. Now, for size comparison, he is a good size in this mode. I believe from nose to tail, he's about 6, maybe 7 inches altogether. But we're going to compare him to Optimus Primal from the last video. Let me raise the camera up a bit. There we go. And to scale, they look fantastic together. They look accurately sized. They look so good. I love the way these figures look. All right, now, for the moment that everyone has been waiting for, let us move on to transformation. So, in order to get started, you want to remove the tail. So you want to lift these pieces up right here, unhinge the entire tail. Actually, this is better if you do it like that. So we can transform the tail first. Now, in order to transform the tail, you want to take these parts of the side, push them in. Then you're going to want to rotate these pieces about 180 degrees. Then you're going to turn them sideways so that way you have this tab here going into this slot there. Pop those in just like that. Turn it around. Take this gun, rotate the barrel, pull it out. You then use your finger or something like that to pull this tab down. Mine's a little sticky. I usually have to get something to kind of push it down just a smidge. Then I'm going to pull the handle out. Again, my copy is a little... There we go. There we go. I got it. All right. Now from there, you're then going to take the tail, activate the hinges as far as they go, plug that in like that, and there you have his sniper rifle, which he only ever used in one episode. So I find it a little funny that they included it at all, but hey, you can do it. You can have him with it if you want to. So we're going to put that off to the side, back to him himself. We're then going to extend his stomach so that way we can pull out this gun here. And in order to transform this gun, you just... what I like to do is I like to grab this tab right here and kind of just flip it open that way. And then take the barrel of this blaster all the way out. Same thing here, just pull the handle out, close that up. And then you have the gun here. Now let's take a quick look at the gun before we move on to the full transformation. I love the shininess. The gold paint on this is fantastic. You have the pink paint here on what looks to be guts, which I think that's a nice little addition because it pulls out of his stomach. It looks exactly the way it does in the show. So we're going to push that off to the side. Now we can actually focus on the main attraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend his legs all the way out, both of them. We are then going to pull down on the pelvic region here, just like that. We're then going to rotate this 180. So easiest way to do it, pull it out as far as it goes, rotate it around, and then tab it back into place. There is a tab on the inside here that's going to peg into this tab right there. So just tab it into place until you hear that nice satisfying click. Mine doesn't want to click. There we go. Now, what we're going to do from here is we're going to take the entire knees, rotate them 180, so that way this part is facing out. We're then going to push in on these little pieces right here, all the way out on both legs. We can then bend his cheetah toes upwards and push them into his calves, just like so. We then want to take these little heel spurs, pull them out, and we take his feet, pull them down, and angle them outwards like this. Take this little door, close it like so. Same exact thing on the other side. So pull the foot down, angle it like that. And now there we have some nice robot legs ready to go. We then take this flap right... Oh, sorry about that. Let me pull the camera up real quick. Up, 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 up. There we go. And then want to take this tab here, angle it down, push it in along this tread right there. Take this, pull it down, so that way that would act as his little crotch plate. Now, this is where things get a little bit more complicated with this whole scenario right up here. I've noticed that on other people's copies that I have seen, the more you mess around with these panels right here, the more you can kind of rub off the spots. So try to be a little bit careful with your own copy. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch out the cheetah arms. We are then going to pull them out like so. You want the left arm to be underneath the right one, and we're going to leave it like that for now. That way it's out of your way. We are then going to take these plates here, pull them out. That's going to reveal his robot arms. We can then untab them from each other, turn them all the way around on this hinge here, just like so, and just like so. I'm then going to take the hands, rotate them around, take these panels, pull them back, and just lock them into place right there, and then angle his arm joint, so that way his arm is straight. Same exact thing on this side. So straighten out the arm, turn the hand around, and rearrange that joint right there. We are almost done here. We are then going to pull out the robot head on this hinge, pull it out like so. Then we're going to angle this up, rotate both heads around. We're then going to collapse this joint here. So we're going to pull all of that down until it's nice and flat, just like that. We then want to accordion, let's get his arms out of the way, this entire section right here. So we're going to pull this part into itself until it just kind of sits right there. You can then take this blue panel here, push it in place. It all tends to normally should lock all into place, but my copy is a little wonky. Pull the head down just a smidge. That didn't do a damn thing. Let's try moving that out just a little bit more. There we go. There. As close. There we go. Nice little satisfying click. I love that click sound. Can then fix his arms. Now we're going to go right back to his backpack. Pull the arms up a bit. There is a peg here and a hole here. You then want to put the peg into the hole. So just angle it around so that way it fits in there nice and tight. Gonna fix his arms so that way they're kind of angled like as a cross on his back. And there you have robot mode Cheetor. Fix his back paws a little bit just so they look a little bit better. Get him to stand up properly. And there we go. All right, now that we're in robot mode, let's take a look at some of the new details that we see. Let's first off take a look right here at his chest. You have this new cheetah head that's already molded into it, and it has orange eyes. For some reason, I've never understood that even in the show, but you know, it's a 90s show. It doesn't need to make sense. Cheetah head in robot mode has orange eyes. Cheetah head in cheetah mode has green eyes. I don't know. Make it make sense. Make it not make sense. Well, it already doesn't make sense. We now have some gold details here in the arms. Nice gold painted plastic. I don't know if it's painted. I don't know if it's just regular plastic. I love it. You have hinge joints on his fingers. They all connect individually. You have the double bend at the elbow. Full 360 rotation of the arm. Arm can bend out all the way up and all the way down. You have rotation at the head, full 360 degrees. It can look up that far and down not at all. You have this beautiful gold painted face with the blue details. You can't really see a lot of the details because his face is so small, but he does have little printed on whiskers on his cheeks. You can, I don't know how well you can see it right there, but you might be able to see it at this angle. You have a painted on Maximal logo, which I also noticed that Optimus Primal did not have. You have a bend at the knee, same exact bend as in robot mode, as in beast mode, because these are the exact same legs. There's really nothing different just aside from how they look. As for the back, same exact detail. You now have these cross sections here. This actually should be angled more upwards, so that way it looks like that. You have gold paint on these turbine things. I'm not exactly sure what these are supposed to be. One of the features that I do enjoy is that they didn't do any kind of light features because his head is so small, but they did include light piping. So if you shine a light through it, you can see that his eyes and the inside of his mouth shine beautifully. They shine very, very good. Absolutely love that. Turn that off. Now, for size comparison, here we will bring back Optimus Primal in his robot mode as well. Let's pull the camera up a little bit, and let's get Monkey Man to stand up properly here. There we go. Get his feet to angle out a bit better. Perfect. There we go. Now, standing side by side, you can clearly see that Optimus Primal is the bigger of the two, which is exactly the way it was in the show. Cheetor was always the second smallest. He was a little bit taller than Rat Trap, which we will review Rat Trap when I eventually get him. Now, let's bring in the weapons again. They can plug into his hands. You have tabs on both sides here. You have tabs on the inside of his hands right there. Just drop it in between his thumb and his fingers. Kind of a tight grip. Plug it right there into his hand. And there you go. He does have a decent grip on the gun, as you can see. He can hold the blaster as he wants. I can't seem to actually get him to properly hold the sniper, so I usually never actually have him do it. What's kind of bad, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. There is no weapon storage in robot mode, but that makes sense because they just, magically pulled their weapons out of thin air half the time in the show anyway. Let's take out the gun here again. All right, so, final thoughts. All in all, I think this is a very fantastic figure. I love his robot mode. I love his beast mode. I tend to usually have my Beast Wars Transformers in beast mode when I display them, but he looks great in both modes. I don't see any kind of problem with him. I don't see any kind of issues with paint chipping or anything like that. Like I said, you might want to be careful on the little panels that are on the back of his arms. They tend to wipe some of the paint off the more you rub against the panels when you're trying to transform him. So I would just recommend being careful with that. As for where I picked him up, I got him once again from the Show Z store. I will drop a link to their website again in the details below. So feel free to check them out. if you guys want to pick up your own copy. They also have a fourth-party version of him, which is the exact same figure. There's nothing different. It's just slightly cheaper getting the fourth party than it is getting the official Takara Tomy released. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope you guys found this informative. Stay tuned next week when I will be reviewing another Beast Wars figure. I'm not 100% sure which one it's going to be, but it's going to be another Beast Wars figure. So, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, may the power protect you. See you guys next time. Have a fantastic evening.